Welcome to another episode of Thought OPPS. I am one of your hosts, Steel Biz. Introduce yourself.
And everybody know me. I am EJ Bridge, y'all favorite host.
Okay, that's getting corny.
You say that every episode.
Because that is the most annoying lines that come out of your mouth.
Come up with your own
We do have.
then.
I'm not about to just try to make up.
That's why me and you two different people.
But I'm not gonna make up things about myself that are not true. So go ahead and introduce yourself. We have a guest today.
Hello, I am Shawnee Idahosa, and I am an actor in the Cleveland area.
That's what's up.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. We're glad to have you on the show today.
Thank you.
Yes. And had a wonderful week this week. A lot of writing this week. Reading too. So I've been reading a little life. Writing. Well, I know we're starting a project with the movie that we're trying to put together, Resentment. So. Been doing a lot of rewriting. What about you, E?
My week was kind of, rocky, but stable. If you guys haven't seen my post, I was featured. It's crazy because last year in January I was featured in Canvas Rebel, which is an online magazine. They did an article about me. And I was fortunate enough to do another magazine, online magazine, Bold Journey magazine, and they did another interview. They did an interview with me, so that's two online magazine interviews within the year. So nice. I'm trying. I guess I'm doing something right. What you think?
How was your week?
There you have it.
First, congratulations on that. That's great.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
On writing a project. That's great. I had a good week. It was very busy. Working, auditions, and just writing another project, and doing all the stuff that goes with that. So I know how you feel. I'm wearing lots of hats. So yeah. I'm exhausted.
He didn't admit I kind of helped him too, but I ain't gonna throw that out there.
That was deleted right after you left. That was just like, or I pretended I was typing what you were saying.
You one of those like me would be okay.
Or we'll revisit that.
Yeah. No, I say
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Like we'll revisit that.
I just say no.
Oh, you said no. Now we're gonna talk about Kim Burrell later in the show, and we're also going to talk about Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist, and how their conversation got leaked.
Yeah, to the public.
So we're gonna talk about that as well. So, okay, so I already talked about a little life. This book's sad. That I'm reading right now. I already talked about Erasure.
Yeah.
Went and saw the movie. Movie was great.
Okay.
Y'all need to go see that movie. The movie is American Fiction.
Probably won't.
Yeah. I keep hearing it's really great though.
Yeah, it was like really good. I was watching. I was like, "Damn, this movie like really," because black movies they start becoming the same.
Yeah.
Okay, but you want to know what this movie remind me of? And let me see. You ever seen Bamboozled?
I feel like it was a while ago. Yes.
You see Bamboozled?
Yeah.
It's the same concept.
Yeah.
The same concept. It's a concept teaching us that we learn things. We're told how we're supposed to be by white America, being black, and then when we give them the raw negative idea of who we are, they love it even more, and that's what we constantly get fed that. You know what I'm saying? Because he had to. I don't want to tell the whole story, but just like, and I'm just gonna talk about Bamboozled. The writer had to write a show where he had to like just be raw. It was using the N-word. It was just going crazy. And white America loved it, and the show. But he was trying to do it to lose his job. Yeah. But he ended up.
But it backfired.
But it backfired. Yeah. So that.
we see that now though.
Yeah, we see it all. We see it now, and it's kind of like we promote men and women hating each other in the black community.
Yes.
We promote drugs. We promote prison. Prison. It's like you remember. It used to be go to high school, go to college. Now it's like go to jail, and now you're a person. Now you're a man. Now you're a real man because you did time in prison. Yeah. I'm good on that. But yeah, it's a lot of miseducation. I don't know if I want to read the new Jim Crow because everybody else like trying to force me to read it. But
what was it about?
Yeah, I've had this book for a long time.
Yeah.
And you know, every time like you go online, you be like, what should I read next? And black dudes always be like, read the new Jim Crow. And they never read it. But they always tell you they did. They always tell you they did. And you start asking about it. But talk about mass incarceration.
Right.
Well, I mean, I understand. I know books are educational and everything. But it's just like, is that a trauma book? Or is it just like, because it's just like, man, like how much trauma? Like, that's why I don't.
Yeah, it is. It is based on. It's based on.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
It's based on real life.
I mean, I know I'm pretty sure you could learn something from it. But it's just like at a point where you just like, I see why you haven't, you know.
Yeah, because it's kind of like because I bought it during the pandemic when everybody was telling me how to think.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and telling me how to be black.
What trying to tell you?
Yeah, and telling me, it was like, and everybody was on following each other because we was getting the argument. It's like that dude at the gym, some dude that worked out at the gym, he a personal trainer, like. He like unfollowed me on Instagram because he was telling me how black people don't read and how like he don't know how much I read. Yeah, he's just telling how dumb black people are. And stuff.
So he unfollowed you without.
He unfollowed me, and now I'm a member where he works at, so he got to see me every day.
That's
so,
awkward.
Yeah, it was like really weird because he like sent me a message. He was talking about how ignorant black people are and. Like it was something that I posted because I posted my stories all the time, just stuff that's going on, and he saw something like that and was just like, "This is the stupid stuff y'all be on." I don't know, maybe he lost his job during the pandemic. I don't know because that's what he has a new job now because that's where.
Right, that's key word.
I hate, and he's a member of a black fraternity, which is sad.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, but you don't know what people be going through.
Yeah.
So you never know what people go. I don't hate that, man.
Give him grace.
Huh?
As we should.
Yeah, give them grace. And I'm gonna probably read this how emotions are made. Mm-hmm. But it's probably one of them books that's gonna be like, man, I already know all of this. And
is it like a self-help book?
Something like that. But this is how you know you read it before. When you look at a book and you look at the bibliography portion or the appendix of the book, and it's big as heck, they give you information that. This is from other books that we've read.
From their sources.
So look how big it is. Like, yeah, I've read this before.
Yeah.
And then Black Cake. Eric likes the word because how it sounds. That's not what it's about. So it's like, so he like always like, man, you gotta read that.
Yeah, man, you gotta read it and let me know what that's about, man.
Nothing.
But you read this, right?
So I've seen the show. I
have
not had a chance to read
heard the show
yet.
is really good.
Yes.
But
so
I have.
So the title is deceiving.
The reason why I haven't read the book is because when I was about to read the book, everybody like that book ain't really that good.
Just toss it.
But I think a lot of times people, I feel like books are better because they're able to like dive into more of the detail. Where like the show, they give you the high level of like what the writer was saying.
Yeah.
Or like the book, I love that like anything that you read that's based off, you can find a book you are really getting to dive into what the writer is trying to tell you and the way that they describe things. So I would recommend.
See, there you go.
Right. Yeah, I gotta make it through this 800-page book first. It's kind of like this book.
What page are you on? Don't say 3.
That would be me.
I started this week, so give me grace.
Okay.
I'm on page 89.
Okay, that's not bad. We're busy.
Because I would be on the cover by now.
Yeah, no, he comes when we took the book portion, and he comes with a new book the next week. I'm like, dude, ain't no way you read that, and I know how fast I read. Ain't no way you read that book that fast.
Yeah. I don't even read books that big anyway. So,
so what are your type of books?
I read a lot of self-help books. I had the last book I think was a picture book. It was like Black TV, and it went through like certain time periods of like black television, all the way. It started in the 60s, and then it ended in like the 2000s or whatever. So it was like a picture book. It was just telling like the shows, how many episodes was in the show, who starred in the shows and stuff like that. So it was a real good book, but it had pictures in it. So
I've read books. I've read books with pictures in it before. I was 5, but
and when Cat Williams was 8, he read 3,000 books.
Yeah,
so you're slacking.
And this is the last one, the Deacon King. So I'm probably.
What is that about?
Yeah, I don't know what it's about, but everybody keeps saying,
you
ain't read Deacon King. Yeah, you ain't read Deacon King. I'm like, so I order it. Don't know what the
Deacon King Kong. What?
Yeah.
Deacon King.
Deacon King Kong, a novel by James McBride.
Man, listen, that's...
Well, you know what? I'm gonna go Google it because I'm curious to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
But it's not that, you know, if it's a winner of the National Book Award, you know it's not about nothing sexual.
Joke.
Joke's not fun. He about to get our show canceled. But yeah, those are all the books that I'm.
Do you have any books that you can
suggestions
recommend to the people?
You know what? Right now, nothing yet, but I have been loving. There's a author called Sue Watkins, and she writes a lot of like murder mystery kind of thing. But I like a little bit of everything, and I love books that have like trilogies. Like I love like thick books because I'm a fast reader too. So I hate when I like get a good book and it's like just little tiny, and then like that's
my alley.
Oh
small
no,
books.
so I would be mad. I need like, you know, tell me a story. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I love like just good books. So
you might like Jasmine Ward then too.
Okay.
Jasmine Ward is a good author. Like if you're looking for something that's, and it's not trilogies or anything like that, but she has like a great way of telling stories. It's like very country stories.
Okay.
Where she have like, you know, a lot of black family, Southern black family stories.
Okay.
So can I talk about my book? My book portion. So
yes.
My book portion this week, I have read over 100 Instagram comments. So
wait, so does mine count?
Yeah, so I've read over 100 Instagram comments this week. So I feel like I'm accomplished.
Yeah. So I just can't wait to get finished with this book so I can start reading another.
I'm getting on his nerves.
So yeah. But yeah, read this book. This book is sad, for real. It's very sad.
I don't know if I want any more sadness right now. I want...
But it's great writing. Like great writing. It's just coming of age story about a bunch of friends that, you know, live in New York, and they're very educated and they're trying to find their way in life. And they, you know, one of them deal with suicide. He's suicidal.
Oh, man,
I don't want to read sadness.
Yeah, he's suicidal. But it's the writing. It's not the story. It's the.
I do love descriptive writing.
Yeah, it's the writing.
Really
and look, and this is how you know it's good writing, when there's not a lot of conversation. You know, so it's like a lot of the meat of what's going on in the story of like what the people are doing, who the people are. So it's like it's a lot of the writing's great. So you might want to And then on TikTok, if you watch TikTok videos about it.
Okay.
They said this is the last time we said about this book, but people said that a lot of people said that they couldn't read the book without crying. Yeah, I don't think I'll cry, but I haven't been but I have felt sad about my life, like reading it. And real quick, can I just say one more thing about it? Because one more thing. No, this is the part that I felt sad about my life, because it was like, you know, like people like in New York, they work in like the restaurant industry, right? Mm-hmm. So working in the restaurant industry, trying to find yourself, trying to like say you're an actor, right? Mm-hmm. And they go to work every day, but they got like auditions and stuff. They go to audition, and they're doing this for years, and they're not making a lot of money. And when is the point where they give up and be like, I need a regular job? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, and then they miss years of their life. Yeah. Like years and years of their life, and now they're like, they're not even able to like have a regular job. How do you retire off just a dream? Yeah. And it's just like, and you know, as far as being famous and being rich, it's like a pyramid. It's like,
and especially for us.
Yeah, right. And it's like it's small.
Smaller.
I can't wait till you finish reading that book so I can hear about it.
Yeah. Well, he's only on page 89.
Please read it.
And there looks like.
Get the
it
movie.
Looks like it's getting close to 800.
Get the movie version.
No, I would never. Even though I did finish I did watch the movie before I finished Erasure, but yeah.
So there you have it, people.
Yeah. It's time to dive into your life and ask you questions that make you very uncomfortable. They make you start crying, like you just read A Little Life.
She's like, I want to read now.
I'll just sit there like.
Yeah, so go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We're trying to.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So I actually got into acting, writing, I would say probably like for real 2021 was when I really started taking, getting into movies, TV, stuff like that, a little more serious. Before that, I was just kind of dabbling in it here and there,
Okay.
doing a lot of commercial work or modeling, stuff like that, and mainly focusing on my corporate career.
Okay.
And then it was actually I used to teach at Cleveland Heights High School, and I remember having a conversation with one of my students, and it was almost like I was talking to myself about how it was important to go for your goals. Whatever those goals are, go for them, because it's always going to eat at you if you keep pushing it back. It's always going to be like in the back of your mind, like, I need to be doing this.
Yeah,
and so
potential doesn't read well on a tombstone.
Correct. And so, I remember talking to them, and then I'm like, why am I saying this to them? And they're, this is still in the back of my head. Like, so I ended up, I stopped teaching in 2018.
Okay.
And then, kind of slowly started kind of getting a little bit more into this industry. And, then of course, I call it the pandemonium happened, where it shut down the whole world and we couldn't do nothing. But then at that time, I got into writing. Okay. And a big inspiration for me was Courtney Kemp and Issa Rae. And Courtney Kemp, she writes or wrote and created Power, which is my favorite show. Yes,
I'm not a fan of her.
What?
I have never seen Power.
What?
Yeah, I stopped watching Power.
I'm done.
I stopped watching Power the third season.
I watch Power on Instagram when they always show stuff about Power.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can be friends.
We'll let you continue though.
But those two women were really inspirational to me with storytelling.
Well, Issa Rae was in the last movie that I saw at the theater.
American was it?
American
No,
Fiction.
was it American Fiction or was it
No,
something
American
else?
Fiction. She was in American Fiction.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Oh, she has a major part of American Fiction because she's like a writer in American Fiction, and she writes like hood novels.
She's amazing. Okay,
Yeah.
She really has carved out a niche, and I really feel like she's just done an incredible job.
I like, and that reminds me of you, kind of somewhat. Black women like that like know their self, know their worth, and know their worth more than just being ghetto.
Yes, and you know what's interesting? The choices that I make for the projects that I choose to do, I know that it makes the funnel even smaller for me. As a Black actress, and then choosing to do things that work for me. There's a lot of things that don't work for me, and so I'm really big about not just doing anything.
Exactly.
Yes. So
morals and standards.
Well, and because I don't want anybody to put anybody down, because a lot of people take things to get experience. Where for me, I think being older in this business has served me well in that, like, I don't feel like I just have to go for any and everything.
Yes.
I'm not going to go for any and everything. And I think because people know that, they're not going to play games with me either.
Yeah. There you
So.
go. Ooh,
And sometimes it's a choice between self and the other self, to where you got to be like trying to be seen, and and you like, well, I can, this little thing popping this ain't gonna hurt me that much.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you
right.
popping
And then
it
that's exactly right. I was actually talking to a friend about that, and we were talking about there's a popular show that I had an opportunity to be a part of, and it wasn't something for me. In that, like, I have my stipulations for things I just will not do. And so even that this show was incredible, and there's a lot of wonderful talent that's on this show, and I cheer for them still. But I just knew, don't do something one time that you don't like, and then you're going to be forced to do it a million times
and not trying to, because we're not trying to discredit anybody's idea of their own moral compass.
Correct. Everybody has their
because
own.
everybody have their own, and everybody been through what they've been through. But if something makes you feel like what I'm doing is wrong, then and you're like questioning it with other people, and you find a hard time defending what you're doing, then you really need to think about what it is that you're doing, or how you defend what you're doing, or the idea of what you're doing.
Yes.
Because I see people doing that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna ask you the cliche questions or whatever because I like to ask the off the wall question. No, but I like you're an actress. Okay, so name like a favorite movie or a movie that you watched that you was like, oh, if I was in that movie, I could recreate it and I could do a good job. What would that movie or TV show be?
Real quick though. But
Okay.
When I look at you today, like you remind me of Lil Man from the Wayne Brothers. But go ahead. Because the hat is just, the hat. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. He mad. He mad.
Hey, I grew up in the 80s and 90s where all we did was talk about each other all day. So.
And you grew up you're that small? You grew up in the 80s? Go ahead. That's
Okay. You know what? So then you're an 80s, 90s kid. Okay, so I am going to have to say I'm a Boomerang fan.
Okay.
Boomerang
the movie?
Yes.
No, Boomerang
not the show.
The comedy show.
No, they had a show.
No, they do have a show.
On BET.
Did nobody pay attention to that show?
Yeah.
Well, it was like
we don't
acknowledge
that. We acknowledge the movie.
And, you know, I'm proud of the actors that got a chance to do it. But no, the movie.
Okay.
Wow, that was so well done.
But what part could you like?
I don't know because I'm in between Angela and
that's how we got to know
what was her
Hallie.
name?
Yeah.
That's how we got to know Hallie.
Yes.
Yeah. We're like, damn, she could actually act for real. She just ain't fine.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And then what was her name?
Everybody used to hate her back in the day.
Robin Gibbons. What was her character's name?
I forget. I don't know what her name. I used to love Robin Gibbons.
But
and people used to hate. Man, people was like,
she was amazing.
Yeah. Because of
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? Everybody started.
But what about the Tisha Campbell character? That's what.
Tisha Campbell was.
She was funny though.
Yeah,
she was funny.
She was a neighbor.
Yeah, and she was.
She's another one.
Hilarious.
Yeah, she's a good because she can play anything.
Yes.
Yeah, she can play anything. Man, Eddie Murphy did a good job in that movie.
That movie was
the
incredible.
funniest thing is because I still make jokes about people like. I still make jokes about that movie because this is one dude that works at he works at the gym and he folds the towels, and I told him he reminded me of Chris Rock when Chris Rock was on Boomerang because remember he worked in the mailroom and he was always trying to talk to important people. I was like, man, just fold them towels, man, because you remind me of Chris Rock. Is that bad that I say stuff like that?
I mean. Does he know?
Yeah, I said to him.
Oh,
and plus
did he laugh?
we got a feud because he cracks up. You know what I'm saying? Plus he a Q, I'm an alpha. I got to talk bad about him.
Yeah, so it was between those two characters.
Yes, I really like. They both, I feel like they're my types of characters. If that makes sense.
Oh, Robin Gibbons is your type. Mm-hmm.
So like my types is usually
when you say my type, do you mean that?
Like what I'm
in real life. Oh, okay.
So and I'm using terminology, but type. So my casting type is like wife, girlfriend, love interest, mom, and it can be the B word. I'm not gonna say it, or like super sweet. But those are my types. I'm never like the hood fabulous girl. Because I don't project that.
Okay.
And so like casting knows that, and so they're never going to call me for that.
Okay.
They're not going to call me to be a construction worker. They're not going to call me to be the hood fabulous girl. I'm not that. And so they know that.
Okay.
And so like when you know your casting types, then you know the things you can go for.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Thank you for explaining that to me. That was dumb.
But you know what you think about like your favorite actresses. Like we always see Loretta Devine playing a mom.
Yeah,
that's her type.
Yeah.
We always see who is that one that
she always played mom too.
Yeah, I can't think of her name.
Lynn Whitfield. She always plays that.
No, I'm talking about big. You talking about the big voice one, the one from Fresh Prince. She played the aunt on Fresh Prince.
You talking about
and she
Viv? Not
Aunt Viv, her sister, the one with the loud voice.
Oh, yes.
What's her name?
I can't remember her
the
name.
one that
But I know
played
you're
the
talking
mom
about.
on Temptations.
And she can
Yes.
sing, and she can sing
Yes.
too.
Yes.
She can actually sing.
Is it Lewis?
And she played on
Jennifer
Tyler
Lewis.
Jennifer Lewis. She
Yeah.
played Tyler Perry. She is really funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, she's actually she actually suffers from bipolar disorder too.
Really?
Yeah, but she's medicated, so,
Okay.
so
I
she's
didn't know that.
taking care of
She's
herself.
excellent.
Yeah, so
Wow.
she's
Yeah.
That's everybody's mama.
That is-
But you see what I'm saying about
exactly.
like casting types, you know,
Do you ever
like
see-
you see them.
You ever seen that video of her and that white actor that was in a movie together, and he knows how to imitate her? And I said on Instagram, he called her the B word and everything. But it's funny because they both like back and forth.
Wait, now she was on Blackish, right?
Yeah.
She played the mom,
Yeah,
the mom
yeah.
to
She was
Anthony Anderson.
Yeah, she
right?
was hilarious on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
once again, I've never seen Blackish because I'm mixed. Like my dad's black and my mom's black, so it's like black mixed together.
Next question. Next question, buddy.
No, I never seen it, but I heard it's really good.
It was a great show.
And I never seen Grownish.
Grownish was cute too.
I never seen. Is there another ish?
It was a mixed dish. I never got a chance to watch
never
it.
saw mixed ish.
They all did well.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it. I was
Yeah.
just busy. But you were about to say
For 5
something?
years.
No, I was just.
So projects, working on projects.
Yes.
So what was the first project you worked on?
Oh, very, very first project? Oof. Are we talking about like a couple of months ago projects? I can think about that.
Yes, you can start.
Oh, hold on. Wasn't you? That sounded like you got juice. You got
Well, I
three.
mean, I got a couple of
You
things.
can talk about first project
Yeah.
to all your projects that you got going on.
Talk about projects.
The very first, like when I first, like really switched into moving into film and TV stuff, was a project called Snatched. We didn't get to finish it though, but it was amazing. So well written. It was a project written by Jillian Holt.
We had Julia was on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jill's amazing.
Hey, what's up, sis? It's like
So that was my first like dip into like doing, because that was going to be a series. So that was my first like dip into that world.
Okay.
As a lead and all that stuff.
Okay.
So fast forward to lots of short film projects, and fast forward to last summer.
Okay.
I got a call from Johnny Filmworks.
What's up,
Y'all know
Johnny?
He did the show. He did the show.
Okay. So last summer, in July, I was actually on my way to France for my birthday.
Okay.
And saw that he had sent me a message. And I had met him once at like a women in film thing.
Okay.
But we didn't really know each other. But I saw he had sent me a message. And I'm like, what is this? So, I'm looking at it, and he was, just telling me like, hey, Jill recommended you for something. Can you give me a call? And I'm like, because that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
When people
Yeah.
think of you or see you enough to like recommend you for a project. So I'm like, well, I'm about to go out of the country, so I'll call you back, And that was a big deal for me because, one, I wasn't stressing about it because I feel like, at this stage in my life, whatever's meant for you is going to happen.
Exactly.
And, if I'm right for it, awesome. If I'm not, that's okay.
Yeah.
So I ended up talking to him, when I got back, and it just worked out perfectly that the character that I'm playing, and Black Men Don't Cheat, is a wife and a mom. And this character, I think, was really well written. Thinking about it from like an actor's standpoint, where I was able to convey so many like deep emotions about who this character is, and lots of crying and lots of emotion shown, and I like being able to do that like range of feeling, like that is huge for me. And I think a lot of times, like as Black actresses, I call them accessory roles. We're like the purse in the situation. We're like this. This movie, I felt like us women were the outfit. Which that was huge for me. So shout out to Jill.
Yeah,
For
because
that.
it's like a great thing when somebody's able to portray through emotions and not even through language or talk.
Yes.
That you could follow the character because you know the character because of how they're like
Yes,
And
because
then
they gave you something. And I think the best for me, like as a viewer and as an actor, when people can draw you in and pull you into that situation where you don't even feel like you're watching no more, you feel like you're there with them. That's like top tier, and that's what I feel like I went for that character.
And then on top of that, black men do not cheat.
Yeah,
Well, in this movie,
sound like quite the opposite.
I don't believe it.
but yeah, so I had that, and then right now I am working on a project called The Alumni.
Okay.
And that one I'm super excited about. Sci-fi. You guys sci-fi fans?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sci-fi.
Okay, so this project is about
because that's the movie we talked about. Leave the World Behind. That's sci-fi.
Yeah. So this is something I had like conceptualized like a year or two ago.
Okay.
About these two college students who go back to Kent State University. I don't know if you guys know about what happened May 4th and all the it was
protest
shooting and it was a huge national thing. May 4th, 1970.
Yeah.
How come I don't know about it? I'm from Ohio.
Okay, just keep going.
I mean, it was 1970. Right?
I mean,
like, everybody don't know.
I was born in the 80s.
I went to Wilberforce.
Okay, well, maybe it was one of those things where like if you
the National Guard.
Yeah, the National Guard came and there was a protest that was happening.
Yeah, I probably knew about it and then like forgot about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of the story. So the story is about these two women who are physics majors. They work at this lab corporation and they're doing these physics experiments. And they end up doing this experiment that takes them back to May 1970. And they go back in time. The company is trying to trick them because the girls have come up with the quantum travel equation. And the company knows this. But the girls don't remember it until they find the clues that they've done this. And so the company's trying to steal it from them. So we have like this back and forth thing between the present and the past, and so we're filming in Kent and some of the old locations and buildings. So I'm excited.
It reminded me. It sounds like I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's with she's from the Help. What's her name?
Not Viola Davis.
Not Viola Davis. The one that was very like mean.
Ooh,
the one that made the pie.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but what's that movie that she was in where they had like the science experiment? I can't remember. I'll Google it when we get
Okay, you have to send it to me.
Yeah.
No, if you don't remember, don't bring it up. My next question. So, other than acting, what other talents do you possess?
Ooh, I love to cook.
Writing, like cooking.
Yes,
writing.
I love writing. I love storytelling. That's huge for me.
You love lying. I'm joking. That's storytelling, though.
But then, well, I mean, is that not? That's you're telling stories. You're writing. You're lying. Yeah.
You're right.
That's the case. A lot of people good at that.
Yeah. No, I love to cook. That's probably one of my favorite things to do. I love music. I love listening to music.
Here, he about to ask you.
Are you a music person?
What kind of music do you listen to?
She strikes me as a sexy Red fan. I'm just joking. I'm joking though.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Okay. All right. Let me do the comparison. Okay. All right. Let's see. Beyonce or who's Beyonce? Beyonce or name somebody else.
I'm trying to talk.
Or Chrisette Michele. I mean, because she's the most famous one. Well, I'm saying Beyonce, Taylor Swift.
Shout out Taylor.
I'm more like I liked like early 2000s Beyonce, Destiny's Child Beyonce. But
I'm not a Beyonce fan, so I'm good.
But you know what? Here's what I will say. About
I like Chrisette Michele more than I like
Chrisette
Beyonce.
Michele has a beautiful voice. Yeah. I love Beyonce's work ethic.
I mean, she's a great performer and all that. I get that.
She's inspiring.
Yeah.
But as far as music, like I had listened to everything. Like I'm telling you, ask me playlists or music, like genres and decades.
Did you? Okay.
I listen to everything.
Men R&B, males R&B.
Everything.
Did you listen to Andre 3000 Flute album?
I did not listen to all of it, but I did listen to a couple of the songs, and I really liked it.
Yeah, me too. I listened to the whole. I still listen to it.
It's peaceful.
Yeah.
But like I said, I listen to everything.
I don't see a reason to.
So like, who's your favorite artist? Like,
Yeah.
if you have a favorite artist.
Can I say Jodeci?
Oh, you say
That's not an artist. That's a group.
But that's a group.
It's a group.
It's a group.
It's a group artist.
It's a group of artists.
Group, yeah, there you go.
group
Group
of
artists.
You don't know. I like Jodeci or Boys. You like Jodeci more than Boys to Men, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's funny because I was talking. No, dude, people that are older than us.
They like Boys.
They like Boys to Men.
Yeah, I'm like, how?
But what is the age group? Because remember, Jodeci.
Like in their 50s.
Okay, yeah.
They like.
would be Boyz II
I'm
Men.
like, why do y'all like? Because everybody I've talked to that's like, I'm like, how?
I
They're like,
think
well, I'm
their
born.
music
They're like,
was more
they're like, I'm
like-
born a different time period than you.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, I feel like Jodeci was more. The what they talked about was a little less safe than
Yeah,
Boyz
because
II
you
Men.
remember when remember when Mary J. Blige came on the scene. Everybody that was older than us like, she can't sing, she
Yeah,
trash, she garbage. And we're like, she can
love
actually
Mary
sing,
J.
like she
Blige.
can actually sing.
Yeah.
But it depends on what time period you're
Yep.
born, and then those ages were very significant back then.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you're a ninth grader and somebody was a 12th grader, it was a significance in the
Yeah,
ages.
and I feel like that now. Like I don't even really listen to the radio. Like
Yeah, I don't.
I
Yeah, I
prefer
have- yeah.
like my Spotify playlist over like what is on the radio right now.
Yeah, you know what? The crazy thing is, I only listen to music when I work out. That's it. Like when I'm riding in the car, I listen to I listen to nothing. Honestly,
Really?
I might watch our podcast or something like that.
I don't listen to
but I
music
don't
unless I
listen
work
to
out
You
either.
Yeah.
But I work out a lot, so it's kind of
Yeah,
like
that's the only. Yeah, but other than that, I don't listen to like
I need it.
music. And,
I need like like I have like a 60s and 70s playlist. I have like
Yeah.
a 90s alternative playlist. I have like
I do
my
not
hip hop 90s hip hop
Okay.
playlist. I like everything.
Okay, so that means you well versed in music.
I love
Thank you.
music.
About
So
time.
what's next for
For me,
yeah.
I'm trying to do all the things.
Okay.
I made a 2024 goal board for this
Okay.
year, and I have lots of things on it. I'm trying to learn. Well, I don't like to say trying. I am actively learning Spanish.
Okay.
I think it's really important to
I
know.
took 4 years of Spanish in high school. I can't speak one word.
See, yeah. See,
but I passed
like,
it.
I passed
Yeah.
Spanish too, and I passed it. I passed right
Yeah,
there.
no, I think it's an important thing to know because I think
Yeah.
it'd be great, like something to add to my resume.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
like that's another unique thing to be able to
Yes.
do. What else? Just lots of like trying to get in on different projects and do some other cool things. Oh, I have another thing I was going to tell you guys about. Another project I just did. It's called Cosa Nostra, and that one is an Italian project, and super excited about that one because it's set in the 80s.
Okay.
And it's about this Italian mob family.
Okay.
And like they have this whole drama thing going on. My character is the neighbor to the main character family, and my film daughter is best friends with the main character's daughter.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like the mom in between that. So I'm excited about that one coming out too. Forgot about that.
That's good. That's good.
Well, you got a lot of stuff. You got a lot of work. I mean, so with this, I'm gonna ask you one more question. So with this, you have your your goal board. So if anything else pops up or arises, how do you plan on taking that on or fitting that in or how do you
You know what? I
fit that in?
make it work. There's actually some other stuff that's coming through that I'm waiting for and excited about. But I put it on the calendar. I make it work. I figure it out, and I'm blessed to have the opportunities. That's how I look at it. I'm not overwhelmed by it, and like I said before, I take things that I feel like are right for me.
Yeah.
And so with that, I'm able to move my schedule around, make it work.
That's wonderful.
What we do?
So is there any shout outs you'd like to give or any special thanks or anything like that?
Honestly, I just want to say thank you to all of the people who are supporting me. And it's really great to meet you guys too. I know that we have been trying to connect. With this,
But
so.
the weather,
I know.
Yeah, we appreciate your professionalism, everything, and your enthusiasm and everything. We don't
and understanding that weather was bad.
That was I mean, we was not going to be trying to like, you know.
Now we can wear shorts there.
Yeah.
You might get sick.
That's living in this city,
right?
Yeah.
But no, I just appreciate you guys, you know, wanting to hang out with me.
Yeah, we try.
We appreciate you
Yeah,
too.
we appreciate
Yeah.
it.
So thank you.
You're welcome. Kim Burrell, Thug Kim Burrell. She called out.
Holy thug.
Yeah, holy thug for the Lord.
Man, let me stop.
Yeah, but did you watch her video? Like, it's so funny when I watch the video when she was like, you know what I'm saying, come and find out the type of person I am. I'm not really that type of person. Bitch, I would not. You know, it's kind of like a passive aggressive type of, you know, like type of thing. Like, but I'm still gonna throw love into that. But I guess she was telling the lady, and she said people do clicks and views or clips. They add clips, or they only show certain portions.
Yeah.
Of what you actually really did on camera, and then
That's what clips are about.
But she was what was it?
She was singing a solo, and another lady in the church was singing while she was singing the solo, and she kind of like, well, you know, this is my solo, you need to be quiet, one of them type of things or whatever, and it just, I don't know, I just feel like it was uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? Especially with it being church, and church is supposed to be like, you know, a place of worship, and you know, I mean, I'm not trying to compare church to secular music, but there are plenty of artists who do concerts and people sing along with the show. So I don't understand, like, you know, what's this, like, I'm doing a solo. It seemed kind of selfish, because you don't know if this person that was singing, you know, you don't know if they was led by God to, you know, sing.
Or
it's like,
that was how they were worshiping.
The worship.
Like when Lil Mama went on stage with Jay-Z and
She
was led by God.
That was different.
And New York. She was led by New York.
She felt that in her
Yeah,
soul.
and she was, and her career was ruined for
That's awful.
Yeah, like,
That
and
is
they
awful.
never apologized. Like Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, they just now apologize about, like, they ruined her career, man. And Charlamagne killed her. But go ahead.
But I mean, just me growing up in church, and I know it's gonna be a lot of people mad about this, but there are a lot of mean elders in the church, and you know, a church is supposed to be a place where it's supposed to be inviting for all, and sometimes it's not, because there's a lot of I'm trying to think what I should say without getting jumped on, but there's a lot of things that need to be corrected that we don't like to talk about.
It's a lot of people that's still sinners. We're all sinners. You know what I'm saying? But there are a lot of people that are still living in their sin that's there and feel like, well, I'm here, so I could just, you know, I don't have to deal with this portion of me that's actually a messed up individual. You know what I'm saying? I remember going to church, used to be people like that just be tearing people up and be mean and telling them kids to shut up and you know what I'm saying, and beating them kids in church, and you know, like, bad behaviors in church, you know, like, and just doing what they want to do. But when it comes to how they getting into heaven, they gonna be pushing everybody out of the way because they're gonna be there first. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes we make what is a sin choosy too. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like eating too much is a sin, right?
Gluttony.
Gluttony is a sin, and we don't address that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but we address, like, lying. It's the same thing.
Right,
You know,
right.
still,
Or fornication.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Or
Never mind.
he just sounded like he was fornicating.
But you know, but back to, like, we're still human people, right?
exactly.
But also knowing, like, if you are in church and you are saying you are, you know, wanting to invite people in, and let's say there's somebody that does not know God and they're trying to learn about God, and that kind of behavior, you know, and talking like that would turn somebody, like, if I didn't know who God was for myself, that would make me be like, I don't want to know this God if this is who you talking about.
I don't mean to change the subject, but this is kind of like still on the subject. T.D. Jakes said something when he was defending the P. Diddy party thing that made me like, man, let me cut this because I don't want to hear this crap. He said, I did what I did, right? And he didn't say he did what he did. He said, I don't want to discuss it because you're gonna believe what you want to believe or whatever. He said, I'm alleged, and I'm not saying it verbatim, but he in a part of that he said, and if I did it, I could just always go to God and repent for it. And it's just like, that is just such, what's that called? That's like a play on words and like playing with somebody's mind to make you feel like that ain't how it work. Like you still an example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know you're still human, but you're still an example.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, so everything that you do that you know you ain't supposed to be doing, you could do this, and then, as long as I go to the Lord and say, change it, by next Sunday, I'm back doing the same thing that I'm doing, and I could come and lead you people. It just, when he said that, it was like, man, he should have just left that out of his whole thing, because it made, you know what it made me feel like? He did it. That's how I felt.
But then that's a tricky
it's
place
tricky
to be, because
as
as a viewer, because then then you get into that judging, you get into that judging area, and you have to be careful.
But I feel like, why am I not able to judge somebody that is teaching me how to worship or teaching me how to live my life?
I agree. They are held to a higher standard.
I'm going to you because I want to become like you.
But they're still human.
I understand that, but and I'm not even talking about what he did or what he's accused of doing. I'm talking about the way how he said, if I did that, all I got to do is just repent. So you know what? I'm about to go start doing a whole bunch of sins and go, because all I got to do is repent. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm about to go rob. You know what I'm saying? Because all I got, so it's just like.
Okay, to your point, I think what he's saying is, we make poor choices every day. Good, big, small, whatever. You can go to God. Okay. No, we're not going to a Diddy party. But I guess what he's saying is, you can go to God and say, I know I messed up. I'm repenting for this behavior. I feel like that's what he was saying. I think that I get what you're saying about, he's held at a higher standard.
But he said he didn't do it, though. But he said, but just in case a nigga did.
I mean,
it was I feel like the whole psychology behind what he said was kind of like, for the person that is not that in tune with their own way of with their own psyche. It's kind of like, because I heard people clapping right away.
Because it's listening.
Because it made them feel that I'm still with you. He know how to draw people into, even if he did it, I'm still with you. Because those people don't worship the Lord. They worship their preacher. And not all of them, but a lot of people, they start worshiping their preacher. It's whatever this man says. I have seen something horrible online before where I saw somebody was accused of doing something, and it was a preacher, and they was just like, and they was dogging, they was bullying the people that was talking about the preacher. I ain't gonna talk about the exact thing that happened of the story, and it was in the city, and they was talking about the preacher, and then the preacher turned around and did the same thing again right after, and it was proven that he did it. Not saying that they should be attacking the preacher, but don't be attacking people because they're saying something and putting out there, because you can't tell nobody, because that's somebody else's trauma. Somebody else went through that. You know what I'm saying, with your preacher. So what was you about to say? You about to say something?
No, I was just saying. I was just going to piggyback off of what you said about for somebody that may not know God or know how church go. These people like Kim Burrell. They have a name, so they are somewhat of an example. And then when you see somebody that, that's like an example and they acting like that, like if you're not a church going person, like, well, I'm going to go to church and I'm going to get treated like this. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I think that, if you put yourself out there to be an example, like her and everything, it's just like, I don't feel like it was necessary. I just feel like, I would have took it like, hey, everybody join in. You know what I'm saying? It's sometimes you have to. I thought it was like a little bit ego.
It was catty.
It was egotistical.
It was catty, and it was and it was women, black women-ish. Because a lot of black women, man, I'm telling you, like they don't like each other. There's a lot of times.
But I just feel like it's egotistical. It's just like, oh, look at me. I have my solo. This is my solo time.
I do.
And I don't want you to interrupt my solo time.
But don't you find that where a lot of black women like?
I don't want to say a lot because
okay. But
there are people.
People, yeah, right. There are people.
There are people
that it's like, and it's a certain psychology that's learned from before, where like, and I
the crabs and Burrell.
Yeah, and I know that, and I know enough women where it's like women be like, I don't deal with women, I don't like women, but it's like. You don't even know this woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah.
And it's like dudes do it too. Like guys. Like black men do it too. So it wasn't like I was saying it like generalizing everybody. Yeah. I'm just saying that some of our behaviors that we have is things that's learned because our psychology is taught to us by experience and also by oppression. So we learn these things because of that. So
you have anything else or more?
You can get me in trouble.
let church be a welcome.
Young Thug and I was about to say Kim Burrell. Young Thug and Mariah the Scientist. So they were having a conversation because she came to visit him, and they
and somehow it got leaked to the public.
Yeah.
So
did you see the conversation?
Yeah, I saw the conversation. I watched a little bit of conversation, but I didn't want to watch the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing. It wasn't nothing.
But I didn't watch the whole thing because I just felt like it wasn't my business. And I feel like I understand like jail phone calls are recorded and all that stuff, but I feel like when whoever's at the jail leaking these conversations
don't need their job.
They need to lose their job because not only that, but there's been like I've seen videos of like rappers. I'm just gonna say like King Von, who's got killed and everything, and it's been like jail videos of what he was doing in jail been leaked, and it's just
right.
like,
and a lot of other rappers too.
Yeah, but like who is leaking this stuff? I understand that they are incarcerated, but I feel like even though they are incarcerated, they have at least there should be some type of rights.
Well, the thing about being incarcerated in America too is not that it's supposed to be a system that's set up to make you better. And to make rehabilitation. But
it depends on what state. Because I think Ohio is like the only state that actually has rehabilitation when it comes to like prisons or whatever. Like if you go down south, they trying to put you on a chain gang. They still have chain gangs.
But in other countries, the prison system is about rehabilitation.
Other countries.
I mean, here is. But the thing about what I'm saying about rehabilitation is that when those people get out of prison, you're supposed to be rehabilitated, and you're supposed to go back in general population, and you're supposed to be among us. It's a lot of things that they can't do, and it's like their whole life is ruined unless they were rich before they went to prison. Yeah. So it's kind of I don't feel like that's like a good deal. You know what I'm saying, per se. So what do you think about the phone call?
I only looked at a little bit of it. It felt very invasive, and it's just like that's. We don't need to be a part of that. And I think that, yes, it's, public, and everybody's like, it's a public phone call, whatever, it can be public record. I just don't, that's weird. Like, why are we...
And like, who
did this?
Yeah, who's
and
leaking
why?
It? And what they getting paid? Because, why is nobody leaking information? And I'm not real big on rappers and everything, so I'm not just saying, like, I'm a Young Thug fan, I'm taking up from. I'm just saying, even if it was somebody I know. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, why is nobody leaking videos of what the prison guards are doing? Why are we not getting any videos?
Well, because when you think about whoever did it probably got money.
Yeah.
And so that's why.
Yeah, I just think it's wild that it's just that you could just have a job and you could just feel free just to leak people's private
violation.
Yeah.
So I watched the whole thing and I reposted it. No, I'm joking. No, but that is their business. It wasn't even that interesting of a conversation to where like they just like playing with people's lives. They were playing your face, like people say, and that it wasn't even nothing.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do you feel about how it got brought to the public, though?
That's terrible that they would actually do that. That's terrible, and it wasn't even. But I watched it. It wasn't like that. Nothing really.
So, but basically, you were saying it wasn't nothing worth like.
It wasn't nothing worth leaking.
It was just because of their names.
Yeah, it was just because of their names. It's just like the whole the whole list. What's that? The
Epstein
FC list.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I look at that list, it's kind of like they want to get you to just feel a certain way, get like, oh my God, these people. But it's like, it's rich people, no rich people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everybody on the list wasn't doing something. Like if you rich, and then and then I know people, conspiracy theorists, they be like, oh, everybody black on that list was doing something. Man, people was like, they didn't even know who Epstein was, but they knew he was a rich man on the island.
Right,
and they
right.
over there, and then look where they at now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're over there on the island. They probably wasn't even doing nothing.
Yeah, because we was having a conversation about that yesterday off camera, and I was like, what if you were like a celebrity and one of your other celebrity friends like, hey, come with me to this, you know,
And you have no idea.
and you don't have no idea what's going on, and you go there and you're like, oh, this ain't
Right,
me.
because
but now your name is on the list.
Right, because a lot of black people in America are not generations of wealth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like these white people, like they already know what's going on because they're generations of wealth. We just got in.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here?
And now because your celebrity friend invited you, now your name is on the list, and no matter what you say, people already formed an opinion about you.
Yeah.
And then it was like I was like reading like the Naomi Campbell portion. It was like Naomi, and I'm reading it like
Michael Jackson.
All she did was have a party.
Yeah, and then it was like Michael Jackson's name was on the list.
Yeah, and it's got, so it was kind of like
Everybody.
It was like, do me a favor next time, make something up about each celebrity. No, I'm just playing. but it's like it's just because regular people, we want to hear negative things about. Not us, everybody, but a lot of people want to hear negative, and so a lot of people create these ideas of just negative things that happen that wasn't on there because guess what? They get clicks and views.
Yeah. Yep.
So the last topic,
we have our last featured topic.
yeah, and then we're gonna come up with some new ones. After that.
Next episode we have some new ones. Well, next guest, because most of the time when we don't have guests, we have me and him sit here and have conversations.
Yeah.
Like
Unfortunately,
listen to his his wisdom and knowledge, because he's so smart and so
He
great.
reads all the books. He
Yeah,
read
yeah.
5,000 books.
Yeah, he's the
Right.
smartest. He's the smartest person I know.
between the age of 8 and 12, I read 5,000 books.
And I believe you.
Not every year, every summer.
Yeah.
And everyone, I want you to believe me. You want to know what? That's funny because people are still arguing on that post on Facebook
About the books.
because I wrote a joke about him reading 3,000 books a year, and people are still arguing like that is possible. That is possible. And everybody that argue that are people that I know don't read. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it just it's an insult to people that read.
Correct, because you're not reading to comprehend.
Yeah.
At that point,
yeah.
you just
It's
turn
an insult
pages.
with
People like this.
Yeah. Right.
It ain't an insult. It ain't just an insult to people that read. It's an insult with people with common sense.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, it just show how we worship celebrities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And worship money too.
Yes.
So our featured topic, our last featured topic is censorship necessary, and not just only like censorship where stuff online or books or whatever, even self-censorship. So do you feel like censorship is necessary?
Yeah, I mean the thing. All right, when I talk about censorship and how I feel about censorship, I'm not dealing with like adults. I'm talking about kids.
Okay.
Because sometimes these kids probably could watch porn now.
Not sometimes, like it's
Because
possible. Yeah, it's possible.
Because I know, like, it's crazy. Because I remember back in the day when the internet, when it first came up. You know what I'm saying? I remember. I don't even want to say, but it was a child that with another child that I know, and the child, something was going on with this child at her house because the other child, she will try to watch porn on the, and I'm talking about a little kid. She would watch porn on the other child's computer. And then the child that wasn't watching the porn was they were like, you're watching it, but they was like, but come to find out, they had listened to the phone call with her and the other child, and the other child was like, "So what? I watched that because." But that's beyond censorship. That's something going on with this child at home.
Yeah.
Somebody touching this child.
Yeah.
So it's and then censorship creates. Okay, so somebody's touching this child at home, right? What happened to that person that's touching this child at home? Lack of censorship, somebody else touching that child. Yeah. It's a recurring cycle. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like sometimes you just gotta watch stuff like that because people, and a lot of times too, we very relaxed on like essay and like and like that whole thing of the matter of sex. We're very laxed on that. Yeah. But we got to understand that when somebody's a child and somebody's innocent, you create these crazy people when they become older, and then they be like, "Why am I like this? Why am I like?"
They weren't protected.
But we feel like that's. But some people feel like that's just a part of life. Yeah. It's not a part of. That's not a part of life. That's like we all talking about. That's that mental health and protecting your peace and your mental health. Yeah. That those things happen. I feel like censorship is very important. When you grow, you can see what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person. I'm the type of person that if I'll listen to. I'm about censorship. But if a clean version come on to a song, I'm like, man, I'm gonna delete this on my. I need to hear the dirty.
I agree.
It's like, who makes clean versions?
You know what? I will say, like, I do for my kid for censorship. If she likes, like let's say, if she likes Beyonce, Alexa, play clean Beyonce music for her because then that way. So.
My soundtrack from Amazon Music.
Alexa, cut off.
And Alexa just joined us.
Alexa, turn off. Alexa, stop. Alexa. We just cut Alexa off. Alexa wouldn't cut off me, but Alexa cut off her. Alexa is.
Maybe you stop saying her name because you're gonna cut back on.
Right. I won't say it again.
She gonna cut off me. She gonna cut off me, and I live here. It seems like this ain't my house for real, right? Like how she wouldn't cut? Like what? How did that happen?
I don't know.
Man, that's crazy.
And don't say Siri.
I will not say anything.
Like Siri, don't none of them women.
I won't say anything. No, but that's your point. Censorship. Especially for my child.
That is so funny. But go ahead.
It is important to me, and like we really do take serious, the things that she watches and the things that she listens to, like because it's so available. Yes. Like one click on YouTube and you down a rabbit hole of something you're not supposed to be watching, even if she was watching Peppa Pig or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think for me it's important to protect her innocence and her youth. And censor the things that she listens to or the things that she watches, because I feel like when she gets older, she will know that, like, we tried to, keep her safe and just let her be a kid. Yeah. I feel like a lot of these times these kids don't get a chance to be kids, and that hurts me sometimes, like thinking about that. Like I think about, people I know, they grow up so fast. Yeah. They never got a chance to like just be a kid, and that's it. Yeah.
So. Just like with me being a parent, like I feel like censorship. There's like my son. I really have to pay attention to what my son watch. Like I don't listen to like rap music around my son. I think the only rap song, like I always say, the only rap song my son knows is Gangsta's Paradise because he heard it on YouTube or whatever. But that's it. Like I don't listen to rap music. I don't watch anything with any type of cuss words in it. But the thing about it is he goes to school with all the other kids, and that's how he learns. Because I'm like, because he'll hear a bad word, he knows a bad word. I'm like, how you know it's a bad word?
You went to school.
Yeah. So, but I think like when it comes to censorship, there's a lot of things that I think like, for example, I don't understand why it's allowed. I'm gonna say like YouTube, for example. My son was watching YouTube. My son watches YouTube, and I don't understand. I don't understand like people have nostalgia and everything, but I don't understand a grown man using Mario and having Mario cuss. Having Mario pulling out guns and doing. I just don't understand. I don't understand the psychology behind that, especially when you see stuff that's appealing to kids. Because kids see stuff, they see, oh, that's Mario, it's a cartoon. Yeah. Let me watch it. And then my son was watching, and I heard it cut. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, no, cut that off. Like, no, you know better. You know what I'm saying? Or you see other cartoons, Sonic with a gun. So stuff like that. I think like that needs to be regulated a little bit better because I don't understand like how you can have these copyrighted characters and then these people just using like just doing grown up stuff with these characters and everything. And so, I look at it like, even like, self-censorship, there's certain stuff that, I don't listen to around my son. I don't watch around my son. It's just like, I enjoy the fact that, my son is able to be a kid and not grow up so fast. And just like, my son goes to school in the suburbs, and the difference between going to school in the suburbs and the inner city is like a lot of stuff that my son don't really care about shoes and clothes. And you see kids that grow up in the inner city that's at his age that they care about Jordans, they care about certain clothes. I've seen a kid that's my son's age wearing a gold chain, and I'm like, why do you need a gold chain in elementary school? And it's just like, I like the fact that my son, like, I can buy my son some Jordans, and he don't like Jordans. Like, for Christmas he wanted a pair of Skechers video game shoes, and he wear them shoes every day. And like, I buy my son shoes all the time, but he chooses them.
And it's like parents that be like, you're not supposed to like that. You're supposed to like what I
exactly.
And I've seen that before. You be like, man, you can't afford, you don't supposed to like that.
So, self-censorship, there's certain things I feel like, me being a person, how I present myself to, even us doing the podcast, it's like, there's things I want to say, things I would like to say,
and then I end up saying
but you gotta learn how to self-censor. And a lot of people just feel like, free speech, but free speech don't mean you're free from consequences.
That's correct.
And you can, like, free speech, you can't run up in the airport and yell bomb and not expect to get arrested or whatever. I mean, so I just feel like, especially with the internet, though, the internet is just wicked place. I see some stuff on the internet myself.
You know what I do, and I always recommend that people do that. And I don't know if that falls in line with censorship, but like your Google search history, your YouTube subscriptions. Like every now and then I just go through and I just unsubscribe to everything, right? Yeah. Just so I can recreate myself to be somebody different. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'll start following certain stuff and then that's all I see. Yeah. And then I find myself believing something that I really don't believe in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just try to do that every now and then and that's not for like our channel. I do that only with like my YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I keep my bad Jamaican movies on there, but everything Jamaican movies is terrible.
It's funny
because they don't have like a market there, so they have like these YouTube movies, and they just be like the acting be okay, but it's like the whole like. They would have like
colors.
Man, I saw a movie where they were carrying a dead body and the body started laughing, and it was supposed to be like a serious movie. But it's like, I try to like not, because you could just become a conspiracy theorist. Watching the internet. Like, yes, you could become. No. You could. I'm saying. I know people now.
Have thoughts about
you have thoughts about something.
I know somebody. We were talking about her yesterday. Like everything, and everything is a conspiracy theory. The world's about to end. We all went to college together. Like carry your pistol everywhere you go. Like, I mean, she is big. If you have the vaccine, you're gonna die. I feel so sorry for y'all. You gotta find a way to get that out your system. You know what I'm saying? Like,
about to die.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, dude. And I'm like, the internet created her because. And then it's like, it's all these people on TikTok. And it'd be so funny when you see the people on TikTok that she'll like listen to us thing. They don't even look credible. They be like, guess what, y'all? Right. You know what's going on? And then she's like, you heard what he said? And I'm like, oh, you just don't want to listen because if it was somebody white saying it. No, if it was somebody that sounded like they had sense saying it. You know what I'm saying? Because there could have been somebody that's...
And I think like when it comes to the internet, it's like if you growing up in our times or whatever, we couldn't do... The internet wasn't accessible. It's like you really had to go to the library and you had to fact check. It's like now you see it on the internet, it's true. It's like there's no type of fact check.
Say anything.
And people can say anything, and it's just like...
And you know what somebody like that would tell you, fact check was limited because they only gave you what they wanted you to believe. believe. You gotta understand
I know
that.
somebody like that.
Yeah, they always have
Like-
a good They always got a good comeback. You be like, man.
Every time.
And they always got a good comeback. And they'll send you like a website. Next thing you know, your phone got a virus because of website.
It's because you clicked on it.
Yeah,
wrong.
you could hear it, but you should have clicked on it a
When I
different way.
sent you-
Like, well, now you know, like I'm somebody in some country that I can't even pronounce the name got my profile to my Instagram and my Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Because they would like people, man. They just keep coming because we're controlled. So.
Yeah, I mean, but I enjoy the freedoms of this country because you
Yes.
know you have other countries that you can't do.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, so
That's
I mean,
true.
I enjoy the freedoms, but sometimes I feel like the freedoms could go too far. You know,
Yes.
I feel like it can just. I think a lot of times people always like, well, I'm grown, I can do what I want to. Yeah, but I feel like and that's why we have so many problems in this world. There's a lack of caring about others, and everybody care about themselves.
Yeah, it's kind of like when your freedom deprives somebody else of their freedom, then that's when we have a problem with freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When your freedom is just like to make yourself efficient, make you self-efficient, make you do what you need to be doing, that's when it's okay.
And yes, I'm controlled by the government because when people watch it, like, oh, you controlled by the government.
Oh, yeah. That's because he on probation. He controlled by the state, actually.
Yeah. So you have any more to add to that?
No, I think I also censor myself with like this industry.
Yeah.
And like I said, the things that I choose to do and the places I choose to be at and how I present myself. So
yeah. I feel, hey, censorship is good. Sometimes you might just censor yourself away from certain people.
2 days in a row, bro.
Yeah.
We got good guests.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I wish I had a good co-host.
I
Hey, I said that out loud, man. I should have censored myself.
Y'all know he the same height sitting down and standing up. So I know y'all watching like I thought Tory Lanez was locked up, but
Man, see,
cold.
man, I don't even
but we
know.
want to thank y'all for watching another
and
episode.
we like to thank our guests.
We
We
thank
like
our
to give
guests.
our-
Do you have any shout outs? Oh, well, you already gave shout outs.
Yeah, no, just thank you.
Yeah, and we do want to thank y'all for watching.
And we like to give a shout out to her support system. That's
How you doing?
I call her my almond.
Yeah. And have you figured what book you're taking home with you yet?
Yes, I have a couple, and so I'm gonna ask you if it's okay to grab.
Yeah, just take
Yeah,
what
go
you-
ahead.
yeah,
But
take what you
I
want.
do have Cash App and Zelle. I'm joking. You can have those.
He's joking
books
serious.
You can have those books for free.
No, yeah.
But give me your Instagram so I can give you my Cash App. But thank you for coming again, and y'all have a good night.
Thank you.